Okay, here at Cobbitty Farm, doing a few things. Harassed trotters, and a lot of my good sponsors are looking after me, Woodlands and the likes, but being a harness racing club as well. Jack Callaghan joins me. Jack, firstly, what a beautiful place. What a beautiful day it is here today too.
Yeah, it is a beautiful place, and the weather's come out perfect today, so it's great to be.
Been able to do a couple of interviews with you. I did one with you through COVID, through a bit of a lockdown and the likes. One, how old are you, mate?
Just turned 21.
And you've been here for how long with Luke? Definitely a year, a bit over a year and a bit.
Yeah, nearly 2.5 years, I think. Yeah, it's been good.
You enjoy it?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely been the making of my career, moving down here and working with such good horses and good horse people. So yeah, it's loving it.
It's a really cool environment. Just watching how it all works and that, like, Luke's pretty cool boss. You're busy. You got huge numbers of horses, a lot of colts, and that. Yet it's very laid back and very very relaxed. Did it open your eyes when you first came here as a young man?
Yeah, definitely. It's a pretty casual sort of area, and as everyone knows, Luke's a pretty cool man himself. So it's definitely really casual, and try and keep it friendly and keep the horses happy, and it seems to work.
The McCarthys, we've got to be careful because he said I've got to pump you up, but all the rest. But the McCarthy name, especially on the world stage now, there's no fluke in why Todd, Andy, Luke, John are so good. Can you see what it is? Like, is it just that they are great horse people, or is there something that you can see as a young person with the way they go about their tasks, I suppose?
Yeah, well, they're all great horse people, as you said. The first McCarthy that I was kind of first involved with was actually John and Narelle. I started going to theirs in school holidays. When Todd would kind of go away to America for a holiday or something like that, I'd go and give him a hand, and vice versa. If they went away, I'd go help Toddy. So, they were the first people that kind of really brought me into a big stable like that. I've always worked with Dad, and he's only kept a pretty small number, so it was a real eye-opener to get down to Cobbitty and see what it's all about.
Do they give you advice? Like, do they, there's a lot of joking going on from time to time and that around here, but do they give you advice, or is it just the fact that the numbers and you sort of got to work it out yourself?
Oh, no, you can always get advice off them. I think Luke's more person you got to kind of ask rather than wait for him to tell you. And even just watching him, he's probably, like I said, not going to just go out of his way to tell you what to do, but if you ask him, he's always, got an answer for something or why he did something a certain way, so he's definitely good to learn off.
Luke and Belinda, they went away to the Winter Carnival, Queensland Carnival, and that was probably the start of the ball sort of rolling, if you like, for you, a bit over 12 months. Would that be fair?
Yeah, no doubt. I kind of moved down here in July 2.5 years ago, and then kind of at that stage I was probably like the fourth string driver behind Luke. Todd and Leonard Kane was here as well, so I still got plenty of opportunities, but probably just luck on the fourth string horses, so it was more just making up the numbers. But as time went on, I kind of slowly made my way up as Todd went to America, and then Leonard moved back to Queensland as well, and then when Luke went away, it kind of left me as number one man at the time, so that was definitely a few months that really put me up in the Sydney scene. Yeah,
I do stuff for a lot of people, and then Duncan McPherson asked me to do something with, what's her name, Elderbarron? I keep Ravani, yeah, and she just started trotting and setting really fast miles and the likes, and I sent Luke a message to, can we do something and he basically said because you do all the work with him. It wasn't Luke being lazy, like it was more of a compliment back to you and the job that you had been done. That must have been like a great learning curve, because that horse comes with a little bit of pressure with Duncan wants fast times, wants good wins all the time, and the likes. Was that like a fair growing up sort of, I suppose, process?
Yeah, definitely. Kind of when she came into the stable, it was right as Luke and Belinda went to Queensland, so I did most of the work with her, and she can be a bit of a handful at times, so we did a lot of work together trying to, make her happy, and to start with, we got plenty of good wins and good times on the board, and unfortunately of late she's probably not been quite at her best, but those first few months with her were really good.
but that's a challenge, and that's what happens. And it's also great, I think, from Duncan's point of view too, that the confidence they say, well, no, stick with Jack and does it. He's doing it with Sophie now. He's terrific that way. And I think probably something a lot of us could learn by, like sticking by young people and giving them a go, because you do muck up. I mean, that's part and parcel of what it is. I'm not saying you have with that mare, but sticking by them and giving them a chance. Because I would imagine when you're the fourth string driver, you'll probably think to yourself, do I stay here? And we're always just going to be, making up the numbers, if you like. So it can be a bit frustrating for young blokes trying to get a go in the game, can't it?
Yeah, it can. When I first came here, knew that's what it was going to be for a fair while, and just hoped over time I could build myself up, and things have worked out, so we're going pretty good at the moment. And it's definitely from help from Luke and Belinda, and big owners like Duncan have put faith in me that I can get the job done on the bigger races.
Last summer, we just did a promotional thing for the Bendigo Posting Cup, which is on January 7. But Spirit of St. Louis really burst onto the scenes, if you like. And I remember there was I don't know if it was a tweet, I think someone put a tweet out. Basically, I don't think you'd missed a day. You were sort of driving everywhere. You were driving winners. And I think you drove at Newcastle, and then you went back to Bendigo. You won the Bendigo Cup. It must have been just sensational for a young bloke just to get on a wave of winning races, and Group 1 races, Group 2 races, and then even partaking in a Hunter Cup.
Yeah, for sure. It was a really good start to the year and really put me on the Grand Circuit stage. I ran third in the intermediate final with the Outer Orlando in the December prior to all those cups with Louis, and did plenty of travel throughout that summer. And the night before I won the Ballarat Cup, I was driving in Tamworth, so I flew to Tamworth, back to Sydney, and then flew down, drove out to Ballarat, and won that. So that was a pretty cool weekend.
Did you enjoy it? Because there's a bit of pressure going on too, and especially if people are expecting you at Tamworth, people are expecting you at Ballarat. Did you enjoy that pressure, if you like?
Yeah, definitely. It was pretty good. Obviously it's busy and you got plenty of things to think about as well as the racing, but it's pretty casual, just sitting on a plane and flying here, there and everywhere.
Yeah, you've got a laid-back attitude. You've got a very cool attitude, if you like, and that fits in well with here. Does that help you think, especially when you get in them bigger races?
Yeah, you'd think so. I tend to not really worry too much about it. If you mess up, you can't really go back and change it anyway, so no good worrying about it. Just got to move on and try and improve off it. And yeah, if you're putting too much pressure on yourself, you're never really going to perform at your best, are you?
Travel. I know you enjoy travelling because New Zealand Cup, you went across here. Firstly, how was that like for a day out? It's just an amazing day. Another one of my sponsors, but just a huge day to be a part of, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was unreal. And for my great mates Cam and Jace to go so close, it would have been even bigger if they did get up. But it was still a pretty big day in that. Just the atmosphere, being on the other side of the fence and watching it all, and yeah, it was crazy, and definitely want to get back there and compete in it one day.
Well, that's what. Yeah, so that is one on the radar in New Zealand. But I mean, we're here with the McCarthys. You see what Andy and Todd are doing in America. Is that something that's on your radar of potentially something to try at some stage?
Yeah, no doubt. I really like the American racing and follow it pretty heavy, and especially now, Toddy and Andy and even Dexter Dunn are all over there. So it's something I follow a lot. And I actually like the mile hard fast racing probably a bit better, but after going to New Zealand, seeing a 2 mile standing start with that big crowd, I probably want to get over there first.
Have you had a word to Luke about getting a horse across there? You might can Lou step.
Oh, we haven't talked about it at the moment, but hopefully one day we can.
If he watches this, we might be able to say, well, look, I don't know if Luke's ever travelled on himself across there, but yeah, it's an experience, and I think it's great travel, especially at your age. I know I had an opportunity and I didn't do it, and I actually regret it. So I think it's great that you are thinking about it. Have you been to America at all for a holiday at all?
No, never been over there, so hopefully we can get there soon. Yeah,
and be keen. I mean, you've got a great leg in the door with the way they're going. What are your goals, mate? I mean, obviously you want to stay here, I would imagine, and learn for as long as you can and get, be a part of driving some real high quality horses. But, what are your goals? To be a trainer, be a driver, or, just status quo?
I'm probably just going to stick to driving at the moment. I enjoy training horses, but probably driving's more my focus, and I'd just like to win a Grand Circuit race next probably. ran 3 seconds this year, so hopefully next year I can get one.
You got to get on the right horse. Hopefully Louis comes back. But that's the joy of a stable like this. There's some high quality horses in here, and that. So yeah, mate, thank you. I reckon you do a great job. You're a great advertisement. Keep going around. Hopefully someone might find you. They might say, well, shit, we'll give that guy a New Zealand Cup drive because he's pretty keen. But I think well done to you, mate, for presenting yourself and what you do. And thanks very much for joining me.
No worries. Thanks, mate.